I don't need this. I'm not working. I'm not working. I don't need that. I wear this at work all day. I'm taking it off. How is everybody? Welcome to Saturday again. Woo! Oh, welcome to those of you who do not get ads. Who's here? Waldrop. That's it. Just me and Paul hanging out on Saturday night. Oh, King B's here. All right, cool. After work bevy, a little bit of hangout, a little bit of catch up, see what everybody's been up to. Losing people apparently already. Just me, Paul, and King B hanging out, having bevy. Oh, a couple more people just showed up. This is gonna be the show. I'm gonna watch the number and just announce how many people are here. Building guitar bodies and a couple of pens. Had a guy. You don't do a ton of pens though, do you? I think you said one time that you make pens and your wife just takes them because she needs like 100 pens or something. Or you make them like for specific, like you did one for like a military fundraiser of some kind or something, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be way off on that. She gets 90% of them, but I give... Oh, that's right. You don't make a ton, and the ones that you do make, you just give away. Right. It's awesome. I've given a few away. Not anywhere near... I think I would say I give away about 10% of the pens that I make. The rest I sell unless they're really awesome, and then I just keep them because I like having really nice pens everywhere in my house and at work. This is the one that lives in my shop apron that I use down at work. This is the first resin pen that I ever turned. I turned live on the show. Chunk of resin that my buddy Scott sent me from down in Australia. He made this resin blank, and I turned it on the show. It was my first ever resin turn, and it's really nice, and I like it, and it lives in my shop apron, which I don't really wear in my shop. I wear it down at the shop where I work. Gotta start getting cheaper kits. Yeah, if you're giving them away, you should buy cheap kits. So $40 and up per kit. Yeah, but I mean, they're nicer though, right? That's the crappy part about cheap kits, is they're not as nice. But I make cheap kits because I can make decent money on cheap kits. Sell a slimline for $30, $35, and it's just like scrap offcut wood from other projects, and maybe what's a slimline? $4, $3, something like that by the time it gets to my house when I buy them by the 30. The last pen you sold was a fountain pen for $250. You sold a pen for $250. Damn. That's how the other half lives. You sold a couple of pens at $250. Wow, there are people in the world who will pay $250 for a pen. Yeah, I mean, people pay $1 million for a car. Those people exist. I I can't imagine even like holding a $250 pen. I'd be like worried about breaking the $250 pen. King B was doing a craft show, and the pen guy there was doing pens that were expensive, but our classes, my stuff, outclasses your stuff, maybe? Is that a typo? Yeah, I mean, yeah, they make really, really nice pens that people will pay a premium for. Sure. Got me a buffing station for the lathe. Tried it for the first time today. Very shiny finish, Paul says. Hey, I had a very short Christmas wish list this year. My parents asked me for a Christmas wish list every year. And I usually do like 4 or 5 things in various pricing categories because I don't know how much they're going to want to spend on Christmas. And it was very short this year. There was only like 2 things in each category. And the $100 or over category, one of the 2 things was a buffing wheel system for my lathe. And I didn't get it. I got a gift card for the tool store downtown. Bailey's back. Welcome, my friend. Paid $200 for tactile turn and machine era bolt actions. Those are titanium, and I waited for discount codes. Jeez. There's a guy who appreciates a really nice pen. Don't buy any of mine because you're going to think they're garbage. Most people think my pens are really nice. The regular Joes think my pens are really nice. I made 2 pens today for wife and I for Valentine's Day. Oh, that's nice. Is your picture in the blanks? Oh, that's it. That's good Valentine's. His and hers pens with your pictures in them. That's good work. Makes it hilarious when someone asks for a pen because your name is etched on them. Yeah, that's cool. You know you're going to get it. Well, if you don't get it back, you know where to go find it. And Paul sent me a picture. I should turn off my notifications because it's going to buzz. Hold on. Back in a minute. Do not disturb. Just because people will send me things and I'll get emails and stuff and it'll go bzz if I don't do that. Oh, I did a little bit. I was out. I lost a couple of days of productivity this week. Tuesday, I was like pretty stuffed up, and I chalked it up to like how much dust I made on Monday. But then by Tuesday night, I started to get a phlegmy cough, and realized that it wasn't just the dust from the day before. Woke up on Wednesday, which I had planned to have like full shop day on Wednesday. Woke up on Wednesday and realized that I was very sick. I had some kind of cold because I had that fluorescent yellow that comes up. And so I just crushed a double dose of Neocitrin and went back to bed. Woke up long enough to make myself another double dose of Neocitrin and went back to bed. And then I was actually off work on Thursday as well. I missed a day of work doing the same thing, just crushing Neocitrin and going back to sleep. So I lost 2 days of productivity this week and a day of work. But I bounced back good enough to send me some of that yellow stuff. It'll cast it into a blank for me. That made me feel ill just saying that out loud. It would make a sick pen. Oh, just the thought of that made me feel ill. Let's not keep talking about that. I didn't save any. Oh. That was really disgusting. Don't do that anymore, Paul. But I did last night after work, I did manage to get the top that we were working on for the guitar last week. I got it tapered so that I could accentuate the book match by angling the grain into the middle, and glued up. So I've got my top in clamps. We can actually take it out of clamps and have a look at it if you want, because it'll be dry by now. I glued it up last night because I am going to do a little bit of work in between the steps on the show, because literally otherwise Monday's show would have literally just been me putting those boards together, striking a line, running it through the bandsaw, hand planing the edge, and then gluing it up. And that would have been a pretty crappy show on Monday. So I did that in between. So I'm even further ahead on the live show guitar than I am on the non-live show guitar. Because if you remember, I'm making two at the same time. I'm making one as a recorded, edited project and one live on Mondays. The live on Mondays one is not significantly further ahead, but it's got a top, a book match top already glued up. So that's how far ahead it is. Because the other one, the top is still in a 4/4 piece of Purple Heart. But they'll get evened out over time. I'm sure they will. Making a full guitar, whiskey barrel guitar that you're going to sell using wooden pickups that you made for it. All right. That's cool. You don't make most of your pickups. Are these the first pickups you've made? How many sets of pickups have you made? Are they good? Are you good at making pickups? Yes, you won't know if these are the first ones, but I don't know if they're the first ones. We also have to decide, those are the first ones, so you're going to find out if they're any good. We got to decide what kind of pickup we want to put in this too. Because I could buy a specific pickup. These are both going to be single humbucker guitars. I have two different Seymour Duncans, and I have a whack of those cheapo Amazon ones, Wilkinson, I think. But if we as a team decided on a specific kind of humbucker pickup that we wanted to put in this guitar that we're making live, I might be able to be convinced to buy a specific pickup for this. Because it is supposed to be somewhat of a team build. I mean, I'm making most of the decisions thus far, but maybe I'll let you guys pick a pickup and a color of hardware. We could do gold or chrome or black hardware. You could choose a pickup. You could choose, you can't choose a scale length. I mean, technically you could choose a fretboard material. I've already picked out a couple of pieces of Indian rosewood for these, but I'm not married to it. I could go maple. I could probably find an ebony fretboard. I don't think I want to go maple on a maple neck on a maple topped body. But I could go to an ebony, or I could put a Purple Heart fretboard on it. With the Purple Heart and maple back, maple top, maple neck with a Purple Heart stripe, and a Purple Heart fretboard. sounding okay. I could be convinced to do that if that's what people want. Oh, Timothy Malone. Might be Malon. Are you French? Might be Malon. Do a 25.5 scale length? No. No. Boo. Brian May, Red Special Rude, do a 24. No, I'm going to do 24.75. I'm going to do a standard Gibson scale length. I like it. And it's for me. So, Irish. Okay. So, probably Milan. But I want there to be an O apostrophe in front of it. Just kidding. A nice piece of flamey Purple Heart that would make a great fingerboard, hey? Fire it in the mail. Now, actually, what I probably would do is I would probably just peel off this piece. This is going to be the top of. I'm going to resaw this to make the top for the other one. But I only need 6 and a bit inches of it, and this is a 9-inch board, so I could take like the quarters. There isn't really a quarter sawn section. There's a rifty sawn section at the side. Actually, that's got some. The flat sawn section has some like wavy bits in it. Anyway, I would probably just use this. The leftover piece of I got 3 inches that I get to keep off of this when I make the top for the other guitar. So you could absolutely make a fretboard out of the rest of that. I could make 2 fretboards out of the rest of that. I was gonna make pens, but Mal like Malcolm and in like the opposite of out. Malin. Okay. Why is it spelled with a O? Or maybe Malin? Malin? Whatevs. I'm gonna call you Tim. Some call me Tim. Oh, 12 points. 12 points for the Tim reference. I'm gonna wait to give out 12 points. Points are worth points, dude. So like, you guys have to keep track of your own points, though. I don't like have a running tally going anywhere. Oh, B. Pinnell has a fair number of points. He's gotten a lot of points over the years. C. Pinnell has some points. Who's gonna get the points for the Tim reference? Some call me Tim. Krar build is off. What? The guy wants me to become his partner. I build, he sells, but I only get paid if he sells them. Yeah, no, that's no good. True story. An old IT job I had. Our Cisco phones said, "Some call me Tim" whenever I called someone in the office. That's great. Oh, Waldrop gets 12 points. That a guy. You save up those points for something nice. I like giving out points because they don't cost me anything. Oh, fearsome, good point. 9 people watching, only 4 thumbs. It's bad friending. Can't blast fireballs from my fingers, though. That's sharp, pointy teeth. That's a good show. She turned me into a newt. I got better. But I Yeah, Tim, good call. What else floats in water? Very small rocks. Oh, yeah. Good movie. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen that. She weighs the same as a duck. She's a witch! Oh, Paul's talking to Tim. We're making friends. Making friends on the show. I have a buddy who works for an IT firm called Decision One. He answers. Thanks for calling Decision One. Hey, yo. Oh, Tim, what brings you around to the show, my friend? I haven't seen your name before. If you're cool and you're going to have fun, you're welcome to be here. And where are you from? I like to know where people are watching from. Paul's in Plano, Texas. Let's see who else is here. I don't remember where King Bee's from. Matt, the Fearsome Warrior, is Wisconsin. I always get it wrong. Wisconsin or Illinois? Upstate New York. Cool. Up in the Northeast. Bailey's in Wooster, Ohio. We have a few Ohioites that tune in. Ohio. I think I've done this before. I want it to be Ohioan. Oh, I want it to be Ohioite because that's fun to say. But it's probably not. It's probably Ohioan or Ohioan. You really don't know? You've never said I'm an Ohioite or I'm an... No, you would just say I'm from Ohio. Jack Hendricks, another new name. Northeastern Oklahoma. Welcome to the show. We got new people. It's nice to have new people sometimes. I like the constant people. I like the regulars. But I like seeing new names. I remember by thinking Matt Cremona and 3M. You're only minutes from 3M headquarters, Minnesota Mining Manufacturing. Okay, so you're in Minnesota. You're by Matt. Okay. But you said you were right on the border or something between Minnesota and somewhere else. Wisconsin. Isn't Matt in Wisconsin? No, Matt's in Minnesota. You're over there. You're over there. I don't say Ohioan. I say I'd rather be in Florida. Well, it's hurricane season. Kapla had a rough time of it a little while back. He's in Florida. He was without power for like a couple weeks. Tube cruising and landed here. All right, cool. Welcome. Feel free to have a beverage. We're not making anything today. Well, maybe we'll take the guitar top out of clamps. Maybe we'll give it a quick sand and throw some liquid of some kind on it and see if it's pretty. I don't know. Not planning on making anything tonight. Sometimes we make stuff. Mondays usually. Beer. Most of the time it's a turning show when we make something. But we have changed it up for the time being and we're making a guitar together. I'm working on some bourbon at the moment. There won't be sharp objects in your hands tonight. There won't be sharp objects in my hands tonight either. There might be a sander. That's about as sharp as I'm going to get tonight. Last week there was a bandsaw, but the Bevvies didn't start until after the bandsaw. Sometimes there's a sharp tool in my hand over at the lathe during Bevvies. But don't come here to learn. And don't use me as an example of how to live your life. I will not beverage and table saw. I won't beverage and do serious work on the bandsaw. I'll maybe do like a cut if it's relatively straightforward or something. And I'm not like 11 beer deep. Your Merca died already? Damn, dude. They better be sending you another one. Do I do live often? Yeah, I do at least one a week. Usually it's Monday, but for the last two, I've done Saturday and Monday. Next week I won't have a Saturday because wife made plans for us to go to a film screening. But every Monday, last year I think I missed one Monday and I made up for it by doing a Tuesday. I do about, last year I did 52 lives. So far this year is going better than that. James Wright on Tuesday while your girlfriend is playing D&D. I am teaching my son Dungeons and Dragons tomorrow. It's gonna be great. I think he's excited to learn it, and I'm excited to teach him. So tomorrow afternoon, we're gonna learn him how to make a character. I'm gonna make one beside him, and then I'm gonna run those two characters through the woods and fight some kobolds and stuff, and it'll be fun. It'll be great. So are we with her daughter tomorrow? Hey, cool. Yeah, I haven't played Dungeons and Dragons for, well, has it been 15 years? Maybe. But I played like, let's say weekly, because sometimes more than that, sometimes not that often. But let's say an average of weekly from about 12 or 13 years old until mm, 25. So yeah, maybe it's been 15 years. Played a few times since I stopped playing all the time, but it has been a while. I'm sure it's not going to take much for it to come back, though. We're going to crack open those books. I'm going to print off some character sheets, and I'm going to be right back there as a young buck playing Dungeons and Dragons. It's going to be great. Tim hasn't played in a long time. She's actually going to bring me back up to speed tomorrow as well. I am not going to get back up to speed in terms of, like, they're on like 5th edition now. I'm playing 3.5. 3.5 is fine. That's what I'm going to teach my boy. That's what we're going to play. 3.5 is great. That's what we're going to play. D&D is at its best when you add nonsense for the entertainment of your friend. That's like attempting to play fetch with a monster by throwing a stick at it. Or just trying ridiculous things and failing and being willing to die because you'll just make another character and he'll be cool too. Yeah. I'm 6'3", so obviously I'm going to be a dwarf ranger. Not a guy. I don't know what character I'm going to make because I'm going to base it on what he decides to make. So if he makes a fighter, I'll probably make a druid or a sorcerer or something, just so that we've got a little bit of balance, so that when I'm running us through something, there's like more examples of stuff you can do as a player. But if he decides to be a wizard, I'll probably be, I might just be a paladin just for the hell of it. It's like an ultra righteous, like, gift from God with a giant sword. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'll update you guys on Monday with how Dungeons and Dragons went with my boy. Do a weekly D&D update. It's gonna be fun. I think it'll be, because a newsletter came home from school with all of the, like, the list of clubs and stuff that are in his school, and there's a Dungeons and Dragons club. I was like, I didn't know you had a Dungeons and Dragons club. He's like, yeah, my friend Braden is in that. And I was like, let's teach you Dungeons and Dragons. You can go play with your buddy Braden, and you can learn from me. I played Dungeons and Dragons for years. I'm always fighters in anything I play, like shotgun. First in, hey. I actually don't really have a preference. Like, if I joined a group of people and they said we need a ranger, I'd be a ranger. If they said I think it's more fun to create the character and have him fit into whatever you feel like he is. Like, I don't know, I could be a druid or a ranger or a fighter or a paladin or whatever, and just, like, the fun for me is, like, who is this person and playing that character. Like, maybe he's just an idiot and he goes through, he really doesn't have any clue of reality. Those guys are fun to play. Or maybe he's just always trying to convince people that he's right about nonsense. Just like little character quirks that are just fun to play. I like making characters that have little quirks that are just, like, probably annoying for other people, but they're fun to play for me. Backham's here. What up, my friend? Welcome back to Saturday. You missed the announcement. There is no Saturday show next week. We have a film screening to go to. Wife is part of a nonprofit theater organization in town, and they're running a film series. And so next week is the first one, and we're going to go watch a film at the theater. I don't remember which one, but they have licensed a few films. What's in the film series? I don't know. You'd have to ask her. She's organizing it. She said, hey, next week is the first one. We're going. And I said, okay. I like films. They're trying to make more use of the theater. Like, it's like a little community theater building. And they do rentals, and they have a society that puts on plays, like amateur theater. And they're trying to find more ways to make use of the building. So she's decided to run a film series. We'll see. It'll go. There's not enough, like, interesting things in this town. People will go to a film series. You like me. Oh, I don't dislike you. Oh, you're wrong. I don't like you anymore. I can be a little bit pedantic with grammar and spelling. Just so you know. It's all in good fun. Where am I located? I am in Campbell River on Vancouver Island off the coast of Canada. Well, I'm in Canada. It's part of Canada. What am I making tonight? I am not making anything tonight. It's Bevvies and Hangout. We might, I was just saying before you got here, we might take the guitar top out of clamps. I got my book matched spalted maple guitar top glued up. We might take it out of clamps. Maybe we'll give it a quick sand and like throw some mineral spirits on it and have a look at the grain and see if it's cool. We might not. The point of the show is not to be making on Saturdays. The point of the show on Saturdays is that I just worked all day and I want to have some beers with my buddies on the internet. Monday show is for making. Because other than next week, I'm going to be doing Saturday and Monday for a little while. Saturday will be the Bevvies and Hangout chillax show where we just BS and talk about stuff, and then Monday we'll get to making. I can't drink, I'm on duty. Yeah, well, you can get paid for watching this nonsense, so that at least you got that. Oh, yep, there you go. I'm glad that I can help you get paid to waste time. Yeah, as long as you're not learning anything. Don't come here to learn. But if your boss catches you watching this, you can tell them that you're learning stuff. Like, this is an educational, like, it helps you do your job better to watch this because you're learning how to do something in relation to your job. I'm instructing in some way. I got you. Yes, I'm an educational video. It's training. Beckham's also in New York. Two New Yorkers, New Yorkers, pretty sure. We need to get your subscriber list up. Yes, we absolutely do. We need to get my subscribers over 10,000 as soon as humanly possible. Because I win $1,000 cash if I get to 10,000 subscribers before my friend Jax in Australia. Tim is our other friend from New York. He's new. No, Hudson Valley. And I'm not a geography whiz, but that feels like it's somewhere near Connecticut. Westchester. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. And I don't even know why I think that, really. I'm not even sure if Connecticut borders New York. Not a geography major. Don't come here to learn. I've warned you. Why is it? Now I'm curious why I think the Hudson Valley is near Connecticut. I don't even know why I'm thinking that. Why did that come to mind? Westchester is just north of New York City and west of Connecticut. I don't know why I know that. What? I have... Weird. Live in Upper Westchester and I work in the Bronx and Manhattan. Oh, okay. Is that a long way? No, you guys' states are just little. Like, New York State is like that big. That's not weird, Mike. You're smart. I am relatively smart. It's a good point. But and I have weird bits of knowledge like that, like that. Like what? How? In what world should I know that the Hudson Valley is like near Connecticut? Like I don't even know how I know that. It's just like some things just like they register, and then I don't know why or when they even registered. I know a lot of a lot. I know a little bit about a lot of things. Maybe part of it comes from going to university for like 15 years to get a couple of degrees and like changing majors 5 times along the way. The average flight speed of a bumblebee is 12 kilometers per hour. Hudson Valley is beautiful, Mike. Hopefully you'll see it for yourself. Well, only if they let me into the States ever again. I'm currently not allowed. African or European? Well, the average flight speed of an African bumblebee and a European bumblebee is not that much different. Like I think it's a difference between 12 and 12.7 kilometers per hour. I believe you're thinking of the African or European swallow carrying a coconut. There's a significant difference. Why? Beckham just asked why. Why what? I don't know. Swallow flight speed from Monty Python. Yeah, I thought that's what he was going for. He just got it wrong. You can't come to the USA. No, I cannot. I am not allowed to cross the border into the United States. I don't really want to get into it. I've lived a life. What I need. Let's just say, at one point in my life, I was convicted of a federal criminal offense. Let's just say that. Many years ago in an old life. After 10 years, I didn't even know I wasn't supposed to go into Canada until 10 years after. Is there a statute of limitations on that? Like I was under the impression that doesn't matter. I'm content. If I ever really want to go to the States, I'll look into it deeper and see if I'm allowed, but I am under the impression I am not. Flavio Silva, new friend from Brazil. Welcome to the show, my friend. We all do dumb stuff, forgive and forget. I mean, we're all young once, and sometimes we make bad decisions. And hopefully you learn from those bad decisions and go on to make better ones. I would like to think that I learned from some bad decisions that I've made and have gone on to make better ones. New beer. Certainly never would have thought, even 5 years ago, that at any point in my life, I would be hanging out in front of my phone, talking to friends from across the world on the internet who came to hang out with me out in my garage shop. You know, like the world is a weird place. Keep on keeping on, one foot in front of the other. Blows me away. Hey, speaking of weird things you would never think would happen. Make another plug for the Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff 2023 calendar. I'm a calendar. And today happens to be January 21st, which is the anniversary of the Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff podcast launch. Last year on this day, I launched a podcast, a short-lived podcast, a 6-episode long podcast. But it's an anniversary worth celebrating. Speaking of bad decisions that we've made in our lives. A, starting a podcast. B, making a calendar. All right, hold on. We got to scroll back a little bit. Look out, Joe Rogan. Yeah, here he comes. Look out. Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff is coming for you, Joe. Every time I travel somewhere by plane, I get randomly screened. Really? I don't know why, but it sucks. Once I wasn't allowed to board a flight in Germany until the State Department gave them the okay. Remember when you first showed up on the channel and I just looked at your name? It was Beckham Krasnicki is your name. But I looked at that name because it was fully spelled out. Now you're just Beckham. But I just assumed that your name was Bakeem. So probably racism would be the why of that. Somebody looks at your name and they think it's Bakeem Krasnicki and they go, well, he's a terrorist. I was expecting flying cars like the Jetsons by now. It's fun having sci-fi movies and Blade Runner being set in the past. That's true. That's true. What year was Back to the Future 2? Wasn't it like 2018 or something that Michael J. Fox went forward in time? And he had the hoverboard. 2015, my boy Seth. 2015 was Back to the Future 2. So like Back to the Future 2 was 7 or 8 years ago. I'm not a math guy. And then they had hoverboards and shoes that just automatically zipped up. I don't remember much from that one. That one wasn't very good. Back to the Future was good. Back to the Future 3 was pretty good. Back to the Future 2 was not a good movie. Maybe someone named the same as me did something wrong. Maybe. Or maybe somebody looked at your name and they were racist and thought that you were a terrorist because your name looked like Bakeem Krasnicki. There's a lot of judgy people in the world, my friend. And also, you're a little bit sketchy. Like, I don't know how you managed to win so much shit on this show. Like, that's weird. Something up with that Bakeem Krasnicki guy. I'm having fun again. Long day at work. You guys make me feel better. What's my most prized actual woodworking question? Sweet. What's my most prized hand tool? Do I have a most prized hand tool? Well, most prized is a tough question. The one hand tool. I almost got it wrong. I was about to say my low angle jack. It's the hand tool that I use more than any other hand tool. Is my low angle jack. It's probably my most expensive hand tool. It's the one that if I could only have one hand tool, this would be the one. But I think no, it has to be that one. Because unless we're defining most prized in a weird way. Because the hand tool that I think it's coolest that I own is my number 8. My Stanley number 8 from 1888. This is the tool that I think is the coolest hand tool that I own. It doesn't get a lot of work. It got work yesterday. I jointed the edges on the inside of my book matched spalted maple guitar top with this just yesterday. It doesn't get a lot of work, but my number 8, my Type 6 number 8 from 130 odd years ago is the tool that I think is the coolest. Is it? Because I have a tenon saw from that top saw up there, from one of the best saw makers in the world, I think, and that's pretty cool. Tough question. Really good question, though. I like that. For me, it's great grandfather's Bailey number 5. If I had any tools that were like handed down generationally, I could that would be for sure. What was the one I got through Facebook group? The one from that was the 6. That was this one. It was the same model. It's Type 6, same generation of planes. It's a 4-plane. Just about ripped my hand open by doing that down the blade. This was the one that I did a video that was something along the lines of like, I bought a 130-year-old plane. That was this guy. It was number 6. That's also a Type 6. That's a Type 6 number 6. I have a Type 6 number 8. In an ideal world, the bucket list goal for hand tools in terms of my plane collection is to have a Type 6, 3, 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6, 7, and 8. And then the Veritas equivalents of all of those. That would be like, I would win. I've yet to own a number 8. You don't need a number. Nobody needs a number 8. I only got it because the price was good and it was a Type 6 and it matched my other Type 6. Like, that's the only reason I got it. The price was right when I stumbled upon it. It was in good shape, and it was the same model as my number 6, which is what made me decide that I would like to have all of the Type 6s. Your number 6 is a Type 9, so what's that, like, I want to say like 1915-ish. Still regretting not buying a number 5 carriage plane. Well, a carriage plane generally is a number 10 is referred to as a carriage plane. A skew rabbit plane, those are 3 different things. A number 5, a carriage plane, and a skew rabbit plane are 3 different things. Come on. I mean, don't come here to learn. But I can say with some authority, it is the size of a number 5. Yes, a number 10 is the carriage plane, but it goes all the way clear to the edges. That's maybe where you're calling it a rabbit plane. It does go all the way. There's no cheek on the outside of it. Yeah, one day I probably will have a number 10 at some point. That one might just end up being the Veritas. Or actually, that one might end up being a Lee Nielsen. Because Veritas is, yeah, it's a skew. And I don't know that that's necessary. Hi, I'm Tim, and I have a Stanley 4.5 obsession. Hey! You're obsessed with 4.5s? I have a 4.5. You want to own them all? You want to buy mine? I never use it. No. I'll trade you for a Type 6. I'll trade you straight up. My 4.5. Probably, I haven't typed it, but this is my 4.5. It's newer. Obviously, I use it a lot. I'm not even sure I've ever used it. No, I have. It's got shavings in it. I should get those out. Please hold. What was I planing? What is that? It's like drywall or something in here? Paint? What was I using this on? I'm going to take this apart later and clean this out. I might have been taking the paint off my front banister in front of my house with this plane. That's how much I care about this plane. Yeah, I think that's what this is. This is exterior latex paint in here. Yeah. So this 4.5 is not, let's just say it's not cherished, I guess. If I'm using it on the front banister of my house to like scrape paint. Lawnmower Detective's back. Okay, let me see if I can remember. It's David from Illinois. Maybe. David, I'm pretty sure. Illinois, I'm 80% on. This is a new aspect of woodworking that I'm accustomed to. Learn something. I told you. He's new, and he came here and he learned something. Should we kick him out? It's like the very few rules. Okay, one of them is don't come here to learn. Dave from Indiana. What did I say? Illinois. that's got to be worth points. Like, I think, come on. I got to get at least partial points for that. Stanley made fiberboard planes similar to drywall. Yeah, but that one was, I literally, like, I was digging exterior latex paint out of the mouth of that just a second ago. No, yeah, see, Dave, that was pretty good. Illinois, Indiana, they're both I states. I think they're relatively close together. Illinois, Indiana, they're both states with multiple I's. This is right. This is correct. And they both have terrible football teams. Hey-yo! They have a fun time, one pocket. They have a fun time, one pocket for Chicago. What? That hurt my brain a little bit. They have a fun time. They have a fun time, one pocket for Chicago. I have no idea what that sentence means. Zone. Oh, wait, they have a fun time zone pocket. No, I don't know. Don't tell the Hoosiers. You're good, Tim. I got you. Oh, I don't know. Should we? Yeah, let's take it out of clamps. We're just sitting here anyway, and it's sitting here staring at me. Put you up here on this piece of Purple Heart. So this is going to be the top for the guitar that I can't reach right now. That we made last week on the show. In between shows, I literally just tapered it. I put them back together the way that I book matched them out. Put them back together. Just drew a line, 1.5 inches in from one side. Ran it through the bandsaw, and like I said, I jointed it with my number 8. That is going to be the top of my guitar. These little pin knots are exactly where the pickup is going to go. I kept the offcuts from the taper so that I could clamp it together, because I'm smart like that. Let's give it a quick going over with my sander. I'm gonna hook it up to a vacuum because I like to do that if I'm not outside. We'll give it a quick sanding and we'll throw some mineral spirits on it, or whatever I've got. I don't know. Varsol. Same kind of thing. And we'll see whether it is as attractive as I think it's going to be. It's not going to be as attractive as I hoped it would be when I initially cut it out of that board. Because when I cut this, that was what the outside of the board looked like. And I was like, ooh, spalted maple guitar top. But that was actually pretty shallow. Once I got into it, it's not that cool. But it's still going to be relatively cool. Okay, loud noises. 3, 2, 1. That's at least got rid of the bandsaw marks. Let's see. I think it's not, like I said, it's not going to be as cool as I had hoped. But I think it's still going to be cool. I might have to open my garage door. This stuff is like pretty potent. It's got some cool stuff happening in it. I like in through here. It's certainly interesting enough. That pickup is going to go right about there. So it's going to take those knots out. Yeah. I'm pretty okay with that. I'm going to close this up. That's whew. My shop smells worse than your shop right now. And that is gonna actually, yeah, it looks even cooler in the camera now. That is going on top of this. So that'll be the back. That'll be the front. Like that. That's good. Get that out of my nozzle area. We got a car running in front of my house. Yeah, considering that I was hoping for that when I started resawing it. You see the back again? Yeah. This is going to be the back of the guitar. This is going to be the neck of the guitar. And then the top be the spalted maple book match dealie. I think it's gonna be cool. Oh, people talking about how far away they are from each other. Adam Luthie's back. What are we making? We aren't really making anything. Mondays, we're making a guitar. Today, we took the top out of clamps because we're in the between stages of things. So we took the top out of clamps and gave it a quick sand and a spritz to have a look at it. Today's the Bevvies and Hangout show. The wife warming up the car to go somewhere? I don't know. Maybe she's leaving. Can't wait to see the result. Yeah, me too. Hopefully it ends up as a guitar. It's gonna be beautiful, brother. I hope so. It'll be cool. I mean, they're literally these two bodies that I'm working on right now. This guy, and then the one that I'm making at the same time as it. The walnut Purple Heart maple. Were very, very early projects. I got into woodworking and I was like, I'm gonna make guitars. And very quickly realized, like, you're not qualified to do this. Stop. What are you doing? And I put them away and forgot about them until just 6 months ago. I stumbled upon them back in the storage room. I was like, all right, I started making guitars. So I'm finished both of those at the same time, hopefully. Yeah, it's going to be a nice guitar. I hope so. Finally getting your CNC. I don't have any room for a CNC. And I have a Tyler Peterson who has one just up the road. I don't need a CNC. I have a Tyler Peterson. That's a weird way to say that. Yeah, so 2 guitars at the same time. My second and third ever guitars, by the way. I've only ever made 1 guitar. Got access to a CNC guy who makes billiard cues. Sweet. I played pool for a stretch. How long did I play pool for? I was actually pretty good at playing pool. I was in a league, and I in Kamloops when I was in university, I was in a pool league, and I was by far the best player on my. I mean, we were playing it for fun, but I was by far the best player on my team, and it was just me and some buddies. And I think a couple years in a row, I came in like the top 4 or 5 players in the city in that league, which was the only league in the city. I've been saving up all my wood making profits for 3 years to get this. Not a guy. That's good. That's the way to do it. Save up your woodworking profits to buy woodworking tools. This whole shop has been produced out of this shop. I bought a chop saw, a sander, some glue, some screws. I think my first little crappy like contractory table saw may have not been from profits from the shop, but everything else was like sell some stuff, buy a new thing, sell some stuff, buy a new thing, or like Christmas presents. The drill press I think was a Christmas present. My first crappy lathe was a Christmas present. All of the upgrades since then. If the planer was bought from shop sales. First crappy bandsaw was bought from shop sales. Yeah, the shop has produced the shop out of maybe $300 worth of tools. It's like chop saw was about $160. Table saw, no, okay, so maybe $400. Chop saw, table saw, sander, some glue, some sandpaper. Produced this whole shop, which is now, I don't even know, 25, 4, 5. It's probably a $10,000 shop. Ish. Onefinity CNC looks good. I'd be saving for one if I didn't have a queue of other items. Onefinity CNC is the one that my boy Tyler Peterson has up the road. He did extensive research before he purchased, and that's the one that he went with. All right, Beckham's got to go lock up the roof so the prisoners don't escape. I think. I'm getting the Onefinity. Had a guy. Hit up Tyler Peterson if you have any questions. He's been running his for a year-ish. A friend of mine just up the street. Well, half an hour up the highway. Surprised he's not around. Slacker. That's bad friending, Tyler. Beckham's got a mallet made with a Onefinity CNC in a video on this channel. That's a weird little intermix. Beckham has a Onefinity made joinery mallet made by my friend Tyler Peterson on his Onefinity CNC. In an episode on this channel. Has he become profitable yet after a year? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. He doesn't do a lot of what he profits from in his shop is not CNC stuff. He makes multi-scale guitar necks. He's done a fair bit of work with it. It may have paid for itself by now. I'm not sure. You talk to him. Come back on Monday. He'll be here Monday probably. He probably doesn't know that I'm doing a Saturday show. I've got plans for building a CNC out of wood, not a Matthias build. Sure it isn't. Sure. Profit in the joy it brings. Yeah, I mean, well, and profit, it can be doing stuff while you're doing other stuff. You know, you can get it working and then go do other stuff. So the profit is in time as well. Like it can be doing a thing while you're still getting work done. So I don't know how to calculate that. That's a weird calculation to me. Because now do you double? You know, you probably don't double because you had to make it do the thing. But while it's doing its thing, you can do other things. So is that now free time? Like is all the time that you're doing something instead of doing that profit? Kind of. It's time profit. Guy runs DIY Builds YouTube channel. Huge wooden CNC. All right, gotta pop out. Later, Dave from Indiana. Did I get it wrong again? Is it Illinois? Or did I say Illinois last time and it was Indiana? Sorry, Dave. Already forgot. I think it's Indiana. I think I said Illinois and it was Indiana. Might get wrapping up this show. It's a good fun hangout again. Maybe we'll have one more. Any other like woodworking questions? We did have some like woodworking talk tonight, which was nice. I do enjoy the look of this top. It's not as complicated. It might have been too much. Like honestly, if it was like this, which I was hoping it was, it might have been too busy. I think there's just enough interest in that. That's the idea, is to actually make money so you can actually craft more when the CNC is going. There you go. Another Canadian Brad at DIY Builds. Queensryche shirts often. Hey. Man, that guy can sing. Never a huge fan, but I have much respect. One more beer, and we'll get her shut down. Do I have plans for the guitar? Plans? Like, did I design it? No. Or do you mean plans in terms of like what is going to happen with it? Because there's the two definitions of plans. Like, I did not design plans for the guitar. I have plans for how the guitar is hopefully going to turn out. It's a single humbucker. Oh, you mean build plans? No, I don't have build plans. I don't use build plans. I don't. Probably should. Might be better at this. I kind of just go with how it's going and try to make it work in the end. It's not going to be that much different than the first one that I did exactly that way. Just like figuring my way through it. Except this one has a top laminated to a back. And it's only a single humbucker, single tone, single volume, no switch. Maybe make some money on build plans. There was some thought put into that. I just don't have the time and or inclination to produce said plans to make money from them. I did want to learn SketchUp. Actually, one of last year's resolutions was to learn SketchUp and start selling plans. Last year did not work out well for resolutions because that was one of them. And I was like, I tried SketchUp and I was like, I don't really get it. But I had a mouse that didn't really interface well with the system. And I was like, nah. Old man shakes fist at the sky. Should have thrown you a couple of humbuckers in the box. Have a couple of Seymour Duncans you're not using? Next box. I think he bought a few templates for the main outer shape. Who? Me? Nope. I made templates when I made my first guitar. And that's what I'm going to use. They're not going to work for the body shape because these ones are way smaller. But I am going to use the neck pocket of that template that I made during making my first guitar, and the neck template that I made during my first guitar build, and the body template that I made during my first guitar build, those go together nicely. So those two parts are going to be extremely invaluable. But I didn't make them myself. I didn't buy them. Hire the wife to make plans? Yeah, not a chance. So, hey, wife, you know what would be fun? If you draw this in a computer so that other people can understand it. I'd buy and build a whiskey cabinet or any cabinet plans. That was going to be the first one that I did, was going to be the whiskey cabinet build. Actually, no, the first one was going to be the shop stool. But what made me think maybe it would work was going to be like, I could probably build the whiskey cabinet plans, might be something that I could produce. I don't have any interest in drawing things on a computer, unfortunately. Eagles are up 28-0. What's my favorite thing to make? Adam Luthi, what's my favorite thing to make? Yeah, impossible to say. Well, my mood changes frequently. I do like making wall cabinets. Like this was a fun build. Um, the whiskey cabinet, the lathe tool cap rack, those are all fun builds. I did enjoy all of those. I enjoyed most of making my first guitar. What's my favorite thing to make? I like making coffee tables. My favorite thing to make is the thing that I am enthusiastic about making right then. That's the when I'm making a thing that I really want to be making, that's my favorite thing to make. When I'm making stuff that I kind of don't really feel like making, but somebody's paying for it, or I kind of don't really feel like making, but it'll probably make a decent video, or like we need it for the house, but I don't, I could go either way. My favorite things to make are the things that I'm really enthusiastic about making right then. Is there something you're actually proudest about? Well, yeah, my first guitar is the thing that I am the most proud to have made, because it was a goal for a really long time, and I talked myself into it by entering an international luthiery contest, and I successfully built an electric guitar from scratch, having no idea how to do that. That's the thing I am most proud to have built. And at the beginning of that build, it was the thing that I was the most enthusiastic about. You want to see that first guitar? I'll go get it. I have to scrounge through some things in order to get it, but I'll go get it. If you haven't seen the first guitar, you should. Yeah, it's nice. I mean, I'm really biased, but it's the thing that I'm most proud of. I'll go get it. It's gonna take a couple minutes, so talk amongst yourselves. I'm not even sure if it's in the room that my guitars live in. God, I always forget how heavy this is. This, oh, tripping over stuff. This, this is Dawn. This was my first guitar. This is a cherry top sapele body with cherry sapele back plates that are made out of the offcuts from the neck, which is cherry and sapele. My logo. It's this is the thing that I am probably the most proud of making. No, it's not probably. This is the thing that I'm the most proud to have made. I like the truss rod access cover that like kind of mimics the headstock. Yeah, double humbucker, 2 tones, 2 volumes. This was my first and only guitar. I don't play very much. And I don't think I've played this since I like demoed it. I made a set neck guitar for my first guitar. Yes, I did. Yeah. Wonder what it'd be worth. Well, I'm never gonna sell it, so it doesn't matter. Nice sort of satin finish. Yeah. It's a fun. There's a 6-part build series on my channel about this guitar. It's not in tune, but it's not ridiculously out of tune. That's my first and only guitar build. And now Paul wants me to become exclusively a guitar builder. But I don't think I want to do that. Like, I like making wall cabinets and coffee tables and custom furniture. I'm gonna go watch that after. It's fun. Don't watch. If you're gonna watch it like from part 1 through part 6. Don't just watch the part 6 that's like the whole build. Because I don't. That's the video I had to make to submit to the Lutherie contest. But the build series itself is pretty fun. Because there's a lot of like, there's mistakes were made, but it went relatively smoothly. Just like chip away, little bit, get a little closer. Whose guitars do we like? Wait. Especially Jerry Garcia clone guitars. Not for me, but thank you for sharing. That's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I know it's. Oh no, that takes the fun out of the entire series. Yeah, no, don't just watch the full build thing that capped it off. I don't remember how long each episode was, but the first episode is the design and milling. Second one is, I want to say, the body. Third one's the neck. Fourth one is design, body, neck, assembly, and finishing. Maybe it's only 5-part. I don't remember. I think there's a playlist called like My First Guitar or something like that on my channel. I don't remember. It was all the year and a half ago. So long ago that I don't remember. It sells about 15 a year for 18 to 20 grand each. He's doing okay for himself then, hey? I don't know if, like, hypothetically, if I were to sell this, realistically, maybe 3 grand. I don't know. I have no idea what people are willing to pay for handcrafted guitars. Paul, what do you sell a one-off, like a non-standard? Like if somebody wants to custom order a guitar from you, and they say like, I want it to have these two pickups and these specs and made out of these two woods and couple grand, 25. But I mean, it's never going for sale. Tellies are 1,015 from reclaimed wood, 800 for cedar. Fancy ones are 2K and over. Yeah, 2,025. I mean, cherry, sapele, rosewood neck. It's not as fancy as it looks. It's got the cheap, crappy. No, it doesn't. I was gonna say it has the cheap, crappy Amazon pickups in it, but it doesn't. It has the humbuckers out of a mid 90s Jackson guitar are what's in this. Because I wanted a pair of humbuckers that wasn't garbage, but wasn't. I didn't know how this was gonna go, so I didn't want to spend $130 per pickup on the guitar. So I went online and I asked in my musicians trading post Facebook group, I was like, somebody sell me a pair of humbuckers that are decent but not super expensive. And I think I paid $90 for the pair. GGBO guitar was 2K, but I discounted it for the guy since he did the demo. Yeah. Oh, and he really wanted it. And sometimes guitars need to belong to the person they need to belong to. Got to get out of my day-to-day IT job. It's killing your soul. I left a 10-year journalism career to go into nonprofit art and making stuff in my shop and doing this nonsense on the internet and just like piecing together bits of income because my soul was dying. Totally get it. Totally get it. My soul was not doing well, which is what got me into woodworking. To be fair, I got into woodworking because I needed it for my soul. And then getting into woodworking helped me get out of my job that was retching at my soul. So if the job wouldn't have been sucking away all of my essence, I never would have got into woodworking. I wouldn't have you guys as my friends on the internet. So there's a positive spin on the fact that my job was eating away at my soul. Got into woodworking to help you combat your PTSD. Woodworking is absolutely therapeutic. It doesn't, it's like, I was just about to say, it doesn't matter what you've got. Don't let anybody tell you that it doesn't matter what you've got. But whatever it is that you need help with, woodworking's got a way of just like anything creative, anything working with your hands and working with your soul and like bringing something into the world through the force of your own will. Yeah. Yeah. It's important. It's important to me. And I love that you guys have been coming along for the ride for however long you've been coming along for the ride. And that you come and you hang out with me out here in the shop, because it helps. It helps. I don't know if it helps you guys, but if this is even a little bit of a thing that you appreciate and need, that makes you feel better about anything, happy to do it. I'm happy that you come because it helps me. It helps me a lot to have you guys come along for this ride. And now he's getting sappy, and he's going to bid you adieu and call it for tonight. Because otherwise this is going to go down like a... and then they... Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, everybody. See you on Monday if you're around, and we'll get back at the guitar. We got a guitar in progress that we're making live on Mondays. I should probably get chipping away at the one that I'm not making live on Mondays too, though, or else we'll get way ahead. We'll get way ahead on the live show. Then I'll have to catch up. And then I'll chop my hand off trying to get caught up. No, I won't. Bye for now. Thanks, guys.